Sawadika! We are here in Thailand. We literally just finished our Thailand retreat. And if you're watching this on video, we're here in the shala where we do all our practices, beautiful artwork behind us. And full vulnerability, I was just at the reception, bawling my eyes out, giving all our beautiful guests a hug goodbye as they journey on from Vikasa into the real world, because this honestly has felt like the biggest, most expansive, amazing week. My cup is just overflowing and I'm going to do my best to not cry in this episode. We have just had
such a beautiful week.
Such a beautiful week. How do you feel?
I feel very full, very open. There's no secret that we love Vikasa, and personally this place has helped so much inner transformation and shifts and change for the positive in my life. To be able to share that with others is just heart bursting open with joy and happiness. To see the guests over the week come in, and from our first opening circle where they're a bit shy, a little bit reserved, and be like, oh, I don't know how it is. And then to see them full belly laughs, hugs, and sharing tears and moments and just having the best time ever, it just lights up my heart, makes me so happy to see.
Yeah, you just said something there that really resonated, and we talked about this with the guests. We have been coming to Vikasa for, 10 years? We was coming here prior to even opening Warrior One.
We first came 2012.
2012 as guests just of the retreat, and then we've come back since then to do multiple trainings and also multiple retreats. And this was our first time back since 2019 because of COVID. And I hadn't forgotten, but I think what had happened is I didn't realize the power that we create together, right? I feel like we have a really great energy of running retreats together, and the power in the group, like you said, is just huge. It was 30 people on this retreat, and everyone came in as mostly strangers. We definitely had a couple of couples, a couple of mother-daughter teams, some friends that had just met in studio or outside of the studio, and a lot of solo practitioners that have just come on this retreat by themselves. And by the end of it, or even by day 2, to be honest, but by the end of it, this group was so connected, like beyond connected. And everyone was just saying just now, how much we've laughed this week. I have laughed so much.
Big belly laughs every single day. Starting your day like that especially is pretty special. It's not very often that I'm rolling on the floor holding my ribs first thing in the morning at practice. So it's amazing to watch a group of grown-ups come together and take off their mask and show up with an open heart.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen right away. It's a process that happens over a couple days. But once it happens, there's a palpable shift, and you see it. And you see it in people's faces, in their eyes. And it's such a special, special thing. And I think that's one of the surprising things that you don't expect on a yoga retreat. You kind of going, okay, I'm doing lots of yoga in a beautiful tropical location. But what you get beyond those amazing things is and can be truly life-changing.
For sure. For me, I think, even though, I was facilitating with you, I was doing a lot of the practices. And I think for me, one of my favorite things is the slowing down. It's something about an island, Koh Samui in particular, where we're looking right now. It's literally just expansive ocean. And there's something here, when you get here, you just drop in, right? Like I've just really slowed down. I've made a really conscious effort not to be on my phone. I haven't watched any television, no Netflix or anything like that, which is nice, and really minimal screen time, and just really dropped in, been practicing a lot. I've been eating just phenomenally, and my body feels amazing from the practices. What do you feel like your highlights have been?
Yeah, the food here is definitely a highlight. Your digestion, you just feel light and energized and switched on. And the fact that you don't have to rush off anywhere, like you said, slowing down. I think for me, it was the moment we did one of the resident teachers here, Michael, who's actually from Melbourne. We went to his class before our retreat started.
Oh, yeah.
We sat on the mat, and I remember his tone, pace, and the speed of the breath we practiced immediately reminded me Oh yeah. You're in Thailand, you're on an island, slow down.
Slow down. I forgot about that practice. That feels like more than a week ago.
Take a moment, take it all in. And so like, it started there and I was like, oh yeah, there's no rush. And the luxury of having a nice 2-hour yoga practice where it's not rushed. There are moments of strength, of stretch, of flexibility, of pause. It's all there. But then the fact that you don't have to go anywhere or really have much responsibility after is truly special. To go have a leisurely brunch and not have to cook or clean up after yourself, but simply watch the most epic view and decide whether or not you want a massage or go to the beach. It's pretty luxurious. So overall, I'm feeling light, really open. My body feels amazing. Got a nice tan. I'm feeling super happy and just overall stoked. And one of the most fulfilling things about this week is, as we mentioned, just to see the happiness and joy from everyone that attended.
As a facilitator, I think that's what lights me up the most, and something I'm personally really attracted to retreats is because you can facilitate a real impact and a real change for people, and that is what means the world to me. Just hearing last night when we did a closing ceremony, and this morning as well, we did our last final practice together, just hearing some of people's experience that they've had, letting go of things, shifting, making big decisions that they've had to make, the impact that potentially, Warrior One, the studios have had on their lives, or this retreat has had on their lives. It's just like, they're telling me and I'm like, tears literally streaming down my face because I can feel it, because I know the profound shifts that it's had on my life.
Yeah, and here we really break down and explain practices that have been transformational for the both of us.
Yeah.
And not only like how to do it, but why we continue to do it and the benefits it's given us. And to be able to share that with others and watch their shifts happen quite quickly is just like,
yeah,
so beautiful.
What has been interesting to me is hearing so many people in the last 24 hours say to us that it's been so much more than just a yoga retreat, right? And that's so interesting to me as a facilitator, because we obviously know what we're going to facilitate. But I guess a lot of people are attracted to this retreat initially because of the physical asana practice, right? The physical postures that we do. And yes, yoga is a huge part of this retreat. We do a 2-hour practice in the morning. We just did one. And we do a 2-hour practice in the evening. Plus, on certain days, we do workshops where we really break down the poses, give alignment cues. We do inversions, we do progressions, we do acro yoga. We do so many different elements of yoga. But beyond that, it's so hard to explain without giving it away.
It's community, it's connection, it's friendships, it's being in an environment where being you is celebrated. And you don't have to wear a mask or show up a certain way. And when you are authentic and you simply express how you're feeling and what you need, it's honored and respected.
Yeah.
And
I mean, how many people did you hear say yesterday, I haven't felt like this in years. I haven't felt like myself. I'm literally trying to hold back the tears as I say this, because it was such a raw emotion hearing people say that. I haven't felt like this. I haven't felt like myself. I felt like in my life that I'm having to, people please or do things in a certain way or squish myself down to fit the mold. But here I've just been able to be totally unapologetically myself. And that's so transformational. That's so huge.
It's really beautiful, and to watch people come out of their shells and truly open up, even though people that were a little bit hesitant, a little bit shy, to see the joy and happiness come out of their faces when they're playing games and acting like big kids. I cannot even explain to you how that makes me feel.
Yeah.
It's like, so wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, as Nova mentioned, asana is a big part of the practices we do, but not only do you progress in your physical practice, we'll break down, give you technique, the how-to and the why, but subtle practices like pranayama and meditation and personalizing those techniques for yourself. So hopefully that you can understand and truly start to tap into something deeper, these deeper layers. So
even actually someone that has done our YTT came up to me and said, my physical practice has changed in such a profound way this retreat.
Yeah.
You know, through time, right? In daily life, you might get to a class a day if you're lucky. You might get to a class a week if you're lucky. But actually we have so much time to break down the physical postures and, like you said, workshop them, right? There's an opportunity to ask questions. You don't get that in a class environment often.
It's often rushed and it's just short and quick, but to be here, like, we got nowhere to go. No appointments, no big things to get
half
to.
an hour Savasana.
We got half an hour Savasana. Sounds amazing. It is. And then, I got a question about this. How do I do this? Breaking those things down. It's just so much fun.
So beyond the physical practice, I guess one of the major highlights is the food. Dustin kind of talked to that. The food is amazing, and some of the takeaways actually last night were that people are going to try and emulate the food that they're eating here back home. Breakfast salad. Vikasa is known for their breakfast salad, and if you come here, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I harp on about it all the time. The food is clean, healthy, with a Thai kind of element to it.
A little fusion, yeah.
Thai fusion, but it's just makes you feel so energized, so light. Digestion is through the roof on this retreat. That is a highlight in itself, right? People are saying that just feels so good, which is great for yoga because it's really important to feel that.
Light,
yeah,
not too heavy, and that everything's working well. And I think the reason behind that is because the Casa Life Cafe is very intentional.
Yeah.
And they're constantly tweaking and adjusting things, and the head chef, Boris, truly is passionate and absolutely loves what he does. So that truly comes out in all of the meals and the way that they're presented, and even the staff. All of the staff that work here are so accommodating, so friendly and lovely. It's just an epic environment to be in and people to be around. Yeah. And you can tell they love what they do and they're treated well just from their attitude and how they carry themselves.
I go to the reception every morning and I get them to teach me a new Thai word. And it's just the sweetest. Every day they're like, today I was like, sabai sabai, which means relax. So it's just the sweetest. You have this connection with the staff, which is just like another element of community. We have the community of yogis in our shala, but then we have this wider Thai community that we connect with over the week and make these really beautiful friendships with.
It makes such a difference.
It does, yeah.
With the retreat. There's also lots of free time for you to explore the island, to make this exactly yours. Just like every yoga class that we have, our policy on retreat is for you to take what you need and to leave what you don't. It is truly a choose your own adventure experience. You can do everything we offer or just a couple of the things.
Yeah.
Or none of the things, but then why did you come to retreat? So.
No, but in saying that, you're right, because there was a couple of people that came with partners that were just here to support their love of yoga. And they did spend many of the days by the beach or by the pool, and their partner would come to yoga and then they would meet us for the meals, So it is really a beautiful thing to bring, a partner or a friend or a son or a daughter or your husband or wife, somebody that potentially isn't into yoga. Equally, someone else on retreat that was coming in support for this one thought they were going to spend all the time by the pool, and it ended up coming to every single practice and had a huge, amazing experience. So it can go either way.
Might just surprise yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Like Dustin said, there is such a really good amount of free time. We've done this retreat now 6 or 7 times. We've really thought that through and we've scheduled it in a way so you do have time to go to the beach, potentially go off site to an elephant sanctuary or waterfall or do some kind of experience. A lot of people actually chose to, go to Tamarind Springs, which is one of our favorite places, or go down to the pool or just go read a book or have a nap in between classes. Also, the menu, like we mentioned, is so good. A lot of people also spent time just going back upstairs and working their way through the smoothie menu. I don't know what I'm going to do when I can't have a maca energizer every day. It's the most ridiculous smoothie on earth. It's literally worth coming back for. So that's really been fantastic as well. And I just feel like
open, expansive, happy, and just something about
indescribable, isn't it?
Koh Samui is a very special place. The feeling when you have here is just hard to describe, but something you want to feel over and over again.
So we are back here in this exact stunning shala. I wish I could just do a pan for you, which maybe we can try and do in the edit, of how stunning it is with the ocean. We'll be back here in August 2024 for 6 nights from the 4th to the 10th of August. And if this is something that feels like resonates with you, or maybe you're just not sure and you want to have I guess more of a personal discussion, that's something that we also do. When you email about the retreat, we actually do jump on the phone with you and talk about what your intention is for the retreat, what you want out of this experience. And we personalize it as best we can to suit your needs.
Yeah, we want to make sure that it's a fit and it's something that you're super excited about. So why don't you join us? Hope to see you here with us next year.
Kapun ka.
Kap.